Welcome back to another episode of Last Week This Week with your boy Clayton Hill. Getting rowdy today. We're petting some pups today. We're dropping some acid in the trap house, and we are taking gold with being clueless about the Olympics. We know the Olympics are on. We know what's happening, but we don't know when or how or really what's happening. And we're going to get into it. And I'm repping my USA Olympic team shirt today. Shout out Ross. Shout out for t-shirts under $8. You heard? So we're repping the U.S. today, but first we gotta pet some puppies, baby, because I never stop on an opportunity. Get it down and dirty. Get down and dirty with some fluffy animals. And we were doing a little bit of pet sitting this past week. I got a buddy that's out of town. And I was watching her dog for a few days. Her mom's watching the dog, needs a little bit of a break. I said, no problem. I'll pet a pooch. Went and picked up this little dude. And him and Rambo are friends. His name is Mello. And every time I see him, I got to go, Mello. He's a little white fluff ball. I don't even know what he is. I would say he's a small to mid-size pooch. Maybe a foot and a half to 2 foot high. Maybe give him 2.5 feet long. Just a little dude you could carry if you need to. But if he decides to get all rowdy on you, it's probably going to be a bit of an issue. Still light enough. Most of his weight is in his fluff. And he was short-cutting it this week, so not a lot of fluff going on. And we just palled around, man. I gave Rambo a little buddy to have. Now, the last time I was a little worried, though, because if you've been following me for a while, in my old place, I did a podcast about a dog that tried to take a diarrhea poo on my face in the middle of the night. This is that same animal. So we've got trauma. Just a bit. It's not, just imagine, man, wow. Being just in the dead of your sleep. Just peaceful. Dreaming about, I don't know, whatever you want. Something just the most peaceful I have been at night. And then all of a sudden, something's kind of kicking at you. You just feel something moving around you a lot, and then you have to just try to sit on your face. There's a little butt. First of all, you don't want, there's some butts you do want on your face. Let's be real. But not, an unwanted butt face is never good. And so this puppy was trying to, it was a puppy at the time, trying to sit on my face. I'm in the middle of the night. I'm like, swatting it off. I felt bad because I'm pretty sure I just launched it across my bed because I'm just in the middle of the night. I'm sleeping. I just, just palm this animal 8 feet off of me. And the next thing I know, it comes back, tries to sit on my face again. And I push it off this time just in time for it to on the pillow next to me, dude. We're talking, God, don't like to get too graphic here, but we're talking just like a fire hose out the backside on your pillow, Dad. Gross. That was a thing that happened to me between me and this animal. And so we're rebuilding trust is what we're doing coming through this time. And I'm a fan of Mello. Rambo's a fan of Mello. We love him. And so we're just having this time I'm like, okay, a little cautious, but we're older now. We've grown. He's been over to my new spot before. We've played around before. He's familiar with everything going on. Last time, a lot of new stuff. This time, very familiar. So I see things going fairly well. We take the chance and it works out amazingly. Since the Olympics are going on, I'd say it worked out swimmingly. No issues whatsoever. Great pup. Man, we took long walks at sunset and we were just, three best friends palling around. We took night drives to In-N-Out on a Saturday night because that seems to be my thing now. I don't know why. I want to wait in a line that is wrapped around the corner that probably takes me 30 minutes to get through. But there's just something now about it being, a sober Saturday night that I have some time at sunset and we just kind of cruise around town with the nice summer air and go grab a burger or milkshake and fries. I mean, it's the American dream, dude. So we were doing that and they were getting all, it was perfect because Rambo's real big. Rambo's a big dog, 95 pounds, chocolate lab, and he's tall. And so he takes up the whole back seat. We've tried this before to put Mello and Rambo in the back seat, and it's just Rambo just like a stampede over Mello. It's not Mello like freaks out because Rambo's got to just go back and forth, one window to the next. What's going on over here? 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 He's just so overstimulated and he's trotting and poor Mello's just underneath him, just bouncing around, just not knowing where to go, freaking out, just trying to get out of the situation, man. It's a full-blown panic attack. We got to get out of here. So I put Mello and, riding shotgun in the front seat and he's just tall enough he stands up on the armrest and his little face is out the window. And he's riding shotgun, and then you got Rambo, just his head's like the size of Mello's body, and he's outside of one window. We're just cruising around in Southern California, getting some In-N-Out, man. I love it. We had a good time. I'd pet one, but then I'd have to pet the other because they were just all so jealous, and then they get a little barking fits. Any little noise happens outside, Mello's not used to it, and he doesn't do really a full bark. He just kind of, one of those deals. And then, of course, Rambo is just so obnoxious, super loud and obnoxious like me. We are, our animals are a reflection of ourselves for sure. And so he's tries to howl. He's definitely getting worked. Oh, he's underneath me right now. He's getting worked up. He knows what's going on. And so they would just get in little barking fits. If there was a horse, and this has happened with, the dragons. What is it? House of Dragons. There's a horse or a dragon. Mello can't stand it. Mello was barking at the Netflix symbol that was just on TV, like the preloaded Netflix symbol as it's popping up on your TV. He was going nuts on that. So we had some barking fits. And then, of course, we had some zoomies running around just from one end of the couch to the other, one end of the couch to the other, one end of the couch to the other. Rambo's just completely oblivious to why or what's happening. He doesn't get it. He's 9 years old. He's older. So he's just sitting there wagging his tail, watching Mello go nuts. And then, of course, you got the leg spread. Dash to one side, leg spread with the ass in the air, tail wagging. Dash to the other side. So we had a little bit of that going on. It's always fun, and I've been thinking about getting another little buddy. It kind of makes me want to. Because I want another pup. I was thinking like a little beagle or something like that. That'd be really cool. I don't know why. I just love the dogs that just bark and go crazy. If I had Rambo, and then the other one would be Rocky, and it'd be Rocky and Rambo. And I just think that'd be dope. If I'm just not in a situation that's good for a pup after moving out here, they need room to run, an off-leash area, somewhere to go. Don't have anything like too close to me. I had that park right next to me, but man, they've been on it. They've been, writing tickets for dogs being off leash. It's like a dog to be a dog, be able to run, especially like a working dog. They need to run out that energy. I don't know. Might start looking some stuff up. I've already got a dog. It's not anything extra for me, but it would be if I'm out of town. Now it's tough enough to find somebody to watch Rambo because he's a big drooling, big pooch, Not easy to carry around or really go to someone else's house or anything. His tail knocks over everything. But it'd be kind of nice to have another little buddy for Rambo. We'll see, man. We'll see. What else do we got going on? Man, some more nasty stuff. It's not fun to talk about. People can be embarrassed to talk about it. I'm not necessarily embarrassed by it because it's just part of it out here. If you live in a building that's over 20 years old, you get to be in a rent-controlled building where they can't raise the rate on you more than 3% every year, which is supposed to be the rate of inflation. And so it's called rent control because they can't jump the rates and price you out of the building. Well, if you're in a building that's 20 years or older, you probably got some critters running around. And that's what we've been doing. We have declared war in this household against the critters. La cucarachas. Those little floor bugs. Man, those are tough. That's a tough enemy, dude. It's a tough enemy, and I've had some success, and I just want to, if anybody else out there is dealing with this, I've noticed them they've been kind of here and there and whatever over the winter, small, whatever, just smash them as I go, What are you going to do, man? I'm in an apartment complex, they're probably in the walls. Who knows what the person next to me is living like? Are they a clean person or is there just trash and junk everywhere? I try to keep things fairly clean here. But again, I'm in an apartment complex. They're probably in the walls. Unless they just go through and spray everything, I'm doing what I can. And so I noticed that they were picking up in numbers. And I was like, this is it. Enough is enough. And I've called I called the spray people before, and I've had to do the drops before. I've had them do the spray before, and I feel like none of it works. Plus, you have to pull all your stuff out. You're moving. You're pulling everything out. It's such a pain in the ass getting everything going. You got to take the dog out, and we got to spend some time away for a bit just to let things kind of settle. It sucks, and then I feel like they're still there. You have to okay, well, now they've moved over to this point. You got to call the people back and be like, oh, we got to spray more over here. And then they just move around the room or move around the building and start coming up in different areas. And it's just a call, move all your stuff, get the dog out, It's just terrible. So what I have found, two things that I'll put you all on. One, this isn't my top go-to, but the refrigerators or appliances or anything like that where it's tough to get in or tough to get into, borax, not Borat, borax, acid, roach and ant killer. Comes in this big tube thing that's got it's this powder is what it is. And you squeeze this bottle and it kind of dusts the powder out of it. And I feel like when I've done that, the refrigerator always seems to be the place. Makes sense. There's food in there. And it's got this motor in the back that runs. They love to be in appliances or electronic devices like your surge protectors and things like that. It keeps their bodies warm. The electric current does. And the heat by any kind of motor will do that. And so like a stovetop oven or your oven itself, anything like that. It's got a fan. It's got a motor. It's electronic. They love that stuff. And you can spray this boric acid in there and it'll dry them out. And that's how it gets to it. And that works okay. I wouldn't say it does great, but I will just dust the crap out of the floor underneath my stove and underneath my refrigerator, and it does help. Or if there's like any like cracks or something that I know that they're coming through, you can spray this powder up in that crack. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And it'll kind of get to them and dry them out. The main thing though, dude, Tyson cockroach trap. This dude right here, man, this little guy is it's like a sticky trap is what it is. And it's gross. You gotta be okay with trapping up some bugs. None of this is fun. All right. We're not having a good time at all. But this is just like a PSA. I feel like I got to get out, man, because I have had these things filled. Like this is probably the size of the box is probably a little less than the size of one of them. And they pop up in like little housing compartments, and you put this stinky little bait right in the middle. And so it baits them to come to the middle, and then they come in and they get trapped. They get stuck. They're just sticking in there. Can't get out. They're not very strong, right? They can go through little cracks and whatever, but they're not very strong. So they get stuck on this thing, and I have filled these up. And then, we're just going to keep getting more gross. It's getting bad. Like I've seen the numbers dwindle down, and they've seen the numbers dwindle down. So then what happens is their females start laying eggs. And you got to catch these little things. They're real small, man. God, I don't even know what to compare it to. Like the eraser or the back of a pen, like the little thing that you push in, the little back part of the pen. I mean, maybe half of that, or like a little eraser on one of those mechanical pencils. I mean, we're talking about a quarter of an inch, maybe. And there are these little egg sacs. Yeah. Gross, dude. And you start finding them laying around. Do not just throw those in the trash. You destroy those, dude. You just smash those. Get those. Now, break that up. Do not let those things hatch. I found them by themselves. I found them still attached to the females. And I found some females like on their back, dead, with them still attached, like they died like trying to lay an egg or something like that. I don't know what's going on, but then you start smashing those and getting the females and getting those eggs done. We're on the winning side of the war. So, hey, if you want to come over and hang out with me in a roach party, dude, I mean, like, whatever. I'll admit it, man. Because it's one thing I feel like everyone's dealing with. If you haven't noticed it, dude, buy these little traps, put one by your trash can, put one behind the refrigerator, and just see. But if you're in like your own house, like just have that whole thing, done up. Because once if you're in your own self-contained building, man, that's probably not the way to go. But if you're in an apartment where they're just probably in the, like, dude, then I feel like they've like, at this point, they've bumped on and they have found like a different, like, they know this is not the place to go. Like, our numbers are going down over here. This is not the unit to be going into. We need to find another unit. And I've pushed them on to someone else because they are barely around anymore. Where before it was just like every time I flip on a light, I'd find one. Now it's like, I might go a day, 2 or 3. And then if I see a little one, bam, got them. But they're smaller now. I feel like they're little adolescents that are going on. Boom, bam, got them. All right, dude, enough with the critter talk. It's Olympic time. Does anyone know what's going on? I really haven't been tuned in. I think last night was one of the first nights because I was at the bar and we got all these TVs and all these channels and I had 3 different networks that were doing Olympic replays. And so I got to see some of them, but it's tough because I feel like a lot of it happens like out here. A lot of it's happening at like midnight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 a.m. You know, you've kind of got that span a little bit into the afternoon and stuff like that. And so I'm not seeing a lot or tuning in a lot. I don't know what's going on. I don't know when the events are happening. There's so many of them, dude. Too many events. Too many events. Not everything is an Olympic event. There is an event that I will admit I'm interested in. It just says trampoline. I don't know what's going on with that. But if somebody's doing some cool stuff on a trampoline, I'm probably down. But is that an Olympic sport? Is trampolining an Olympic sport? I don't know. Is table tennis? Is table tennis really an Olympic sport? Totally cool to watch. Yes. And that's probably all they care about. Like when you get the best of the best from different nations competing. Oh yeah, dude. I'm into it. Like I'm not saying it's not entertaining, but should it be on the Olympics? I don't know. I just feel like we're throwing so much stuff in there. And then I feel like there's like different versions of things. There's like, I feel like there's a 3-on-3 basketball and maybe like a regular basketball, which I don't know what a regular basketball is. I don't know if that's 5. I'm not a big basketball guy. So we're having like 2 different versions of basketball going on. I don't know. I'm just here asking questions, man, because I don't really know what's going on. I don't know if they've just done this thing where it's like, hey, the Olympics are coming up. Hey, the Olympics are coming up. Hey, the Olympics are coming up. But like, I just feel like the marketing's been off a little bit, or maybe I don't watch a lot of TV and maybe that's just on me. It could totally be. I could totally be clueless out of my own volition. Never know. Never really knew what that word meant, and don't know if I'm using it right. Don't know if I ever really wanted to use that word, but we did. And there it is. But I did see last night, dude. Now, badminton. When I think of badminton, I think of la-di-da. We are in the backyard, and somehow, somewhere along the way, somebody found a $5 badminton set at a garage sale, and their grandparents gave it to them or something like that. And now we're in a backyard, like hitting this little birdie with a little racket just to, do something, pass the time, be active, and be together. That's what I think of badminton. What I saw last night was a 200-mile-an-hour shuttlecock raging at people that were like 3 feet away from each other. That was on a completely different level. Crazy, dude. I don't think I was so mesmerized by the sport of badminton. I didn't even think it could be that way. And again, that's what I'm talking about. I'm mesmerized by it. I love it. I am into it. Where do I watch, man? What's going on? How do we do? I looked at one schedule and it's just like each day, and then there's like an X if that event's going on, and there's a medal if that that's a finals trial or whatever. But then it's like, what network, what time? How do we get into this? Am I just going to keep catching the highlights on ESPN, or like, is there a time where we can all come together and watch it together? Because man, I would love to see what's going on with the Olympics, but I feel like it's just going to end up where, it's over, and I get all the highlights, and then like, I don't know. Is it the algorithms in my social media? I know they're in Paris, but like, where are the Olympics? I'm not being, the media pushes so much stuff onto everyone, but I feel like they're not pushing the Olympics. Probably because they had that whatever thing at the beginning that everybody's all bowed up about, like the Last Supper mockery. Dude, everybody mocks everything. And yes, like, I don't know, Christians have been the easy target. But probably because we're assholes most of the time. Have you heard the good news? Let me push my idea onto you. I don't really care about how you feel or if you want to hear it. Like, I feel like that's kind of the view of Christians, and a higher than thou, a big judgment thing, like we haven't made it easy to like us. And so I get why people want to hone in on us, but also like we do, dude, you really wouldn't hone in on any other religion like you do Christians either. But my thing is like, who cares? Whatever, dude. Like, people are going to do whatever they want to do. Yeah, it's on Olympic committee, whatever. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not offended because I don't let other people's actions or other people's words like sway my viewpoint or like make me offended. Like, why would I let my happiness be on something else that happened externally beyond my control? Things are beyond my control. Whatever. Who cares? I don't know. I'm just saying I want more Olympics. I don't care what happened. I don't care who thinks what about what. I just want more 200-mile-an-hour shuttlecocks, baby. Let's go. Man. I'm about to adopt 5,000 puppies. I'm declaring war on roaches. And go Team USA, baby. And that's going to do it for us on Last Week This Week with your boy, Clayton Hill. Follow me on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, TikTok, wherever you watch, wherever you listen. Listen to me. You can find me, dude. Everybody have a good week. God bless y'all. Peace.